afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 owner. Vilshanka. In the west, it is Borobadger, fighting for the Red Army, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 7th Mechanized Corps here with NKVD Rival Disruption Tactics, with KV-8s, Radio Intercepts, Commands and Command Squads, the Scorched Earth Policy, and Anti-Tank Overwatch. Whereas in the east it is Orangepest, calling himself this run and Primo Revolutionary, but this is, I assure you, and rest assured, this is Orangepest. We got here German Mechanized, straight into Mechanized with the Mechanized Grenadier Group, Smoke Bombs, Spotting Scope, Command Tanks, and the Howitzer with Pack, Half-Track, hello, and Panzerfaust Bulletins. Traveling over there for Borobadger. Orangepest here finding, of course, well, not of course, but finding here for the 24th Panzer Division. We got Grenadier 42 there for Orangepest. Troops in south is there for the southern fuel point. Wiring off the bit here so the opponent can't just quickly grab it and then sort of dig into the bit of stone wall here. MD42 up north. Got aggressive play there, which is kind of what you want to do, but in this case, caught off guard, and even more aggressive engineer play, forcing MD42 into immediate retreat, which is one of the MD42's main weaknesses. If it gets caught off guard, it's usually straight retreat, because there's no way you can sort of manage to get into position and reset it up. Which really means in the early game, as the variant, you can quickly find yourself in a bit of an awkward position. We got 3rd Con Squad out here for Borobadger, so far standard stuff, infantry. Orangepest there with another Grenadier squad here for the German army, seizing the southern point here right next to his base. Bit of an awkward spot here, like it just doesn't quite flow into a natural capping order, this one. Admittedly, does this one, but yeah, this is weird points really. And it's MD42 up here heading northwards. Orangepest still insisting on playing aggressively, though. Well, again, you want to play it aggressively and actively. You want to play it aggressively actually in support of other units. Like, you don't just want to park it in one space and forget about it either, but you don't want to be like saying like it's a Stormtrooper squad, because it's not quite a Stormtrooper squad. It can make your Stormtroopers a lot more aggressive, I suppose, in a sense, but they're not Stormtroopers themselves, no matter what they insist on telling you. Opponent's going to catch the Conscript off guard. If we can do a bit of damage for him, Borobadger reacts. They might have a tiny chance of winning the fight. Up north here, going to need to push back the engineers. 74 to force retreat here. Took a bit too much damage. Going to use the Conscript. Up close to the Conscripts. We'll have a usually good hand, and there's a chance the Grenadiers can sort of get a few model kills there, overwhelming the jet. So it's that way, but usually they will lose. In the south here, Pioneers can pursue the Conscripts there. Again, getting some slight edges in there, but the end longer run here again, I don't think they're going to win. They might get another sort of Conscript dead, which is going to be great for the Pioneers, but that's about it. 3rd Grenadier squad there for Orangepest. MD42 wing hold forwards, fast take there. Triple Grenadiers MD42 tech, very much standard Wehrmacht build in that sense, and very much standard Wehrmacht opening, not a bad one overall. Quite efficient, quite solid. You can of course vary it. I like to go double Grenadiers, double MD42s. You know, that's just me. I come to the pushback, did hit the carve point, managed to get sandbags up as well. The MD42 there with no kill so far, bit of damage. Tech done, need to get up like to make a nice company fast. So we go for a fast Panzer Grenadier squad, or as opposed to the extra cheeky option of trying to get out a Mechanized Grenadier group, and that way get his opponent into a bit of an awkward spot. Conscript northwards here, others rushing back. We got the Field Infirmary going up there for Borobadger. Southern Public Squad there by the Conscripts. Grenadiers on the fire here. Can of course be upgrading his men with LMG 42s, which will also be a great pick there, but no. First priority here is a bunker for Orangepest. Not a bad priority, obviously. Not a bad one at all. Concentrating southwards there. There we go. Bunker done. Can upgrade there with medics any moment now. There we go. Sunny Theatre on the way. Further up north, a bit of skirmish there. They're caught by the MD42. Like the MD42 already low in health. He's easily taking a lot of damage. He needs to be suppressed. He's going to go up the support. Switching between targets. There you go. Do some retreat here from Borobadger. Decides not to face off against the might of the MD42 anymore. In the center here, Grenadiers versus Conscripts face off in a terrifying duel of bullets. Back here, troops reinforcing. Southwards got Pioneers versus Conscripts. Not engaged with the Pioneers will win. I was about to say the Conscripts will win, but that had to be some real bizarre RNG for the Conscript to lose to the Pioneers at long range. Like, absolutely statistically unlikely RNG. You know, the sort of stuff where, okay, the world is ending kind of RNG. Northern Vector point is seized for the glory of Deutschland. As always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. Remember that, of course, a big thanks to my patrons and supporters, without which this episode wouldn't be possible. Again, a bit of a Russian message there. I gotta say it. Conscript there versus Grenadiers, easily routed here. Conscript charging at the Conscript, Grenadiers, Pioneers in the centre, doing a bit of nice damage here. But ultimately are being pushed back here. Pioneers, while unknown, will typically struggle with simply working together with other stuff. They can actually usually be one of those things that actually tips an engagement in favour of your troops, like Grenadiers, Pioneers as units can actually quickly large win engagement, or Pioneers, MD42 working together. It's also a surprisingly good thing, so it is something you have to keep in mind there. We do get the Mechanized Grenadier group out there for Orangepest, thumbs up there, the 250 Leichter Schützenpanzerwagen. Part of a reconnaissance regiment, a particular part of the Aufklärerabteilung, which was part of the reconnaissance regiment. They're basically meant to support the scout cast, but for the most part they're just basically used as an extra Panzer Grenadier Battalion, particularly used as an extra armoured Panzer Grenadier Battalion. So a little fun fact there about the German organisation. The 250 half-tech light version there had a few variations on it, but not nearly as many as the 251, which of course was a bit bigger. You had the one with the 30mm gun there, which Relic in Companies 1 described as an anti-tank half-tech, but it wasn't. It was actually a squad leader vehicle. There was also the mortar version. I believe there was also one with a cannon, the Strummel there, but I don't think they had anything bigger than that. But then anti-tank goes off there, damn the engine. The self-guns versus conscript. Of course, you want to be careful there with the 250 half-tech, but at the same time, good use of the defensive fire ability can also be really powerful. Plus, also worth keeping in mind when you activate defensive. It actually, besides, you know, making suppressed troop charging at it, it also makes it absorb more damage. For example, anti-tank grenades do significantly less damage on it. So it's very handy in that sense, very handy. Pro wants to roughing those forces there. Sadly, it's not quite Veteran 2-1. There we go. Roughing it off. Does a bit of damage, force reposition, but also comes up here for an anti-tank, which is likely going to finish it off. Yup, the unfortunate there for Orangepest. Nice and aggressive there, but I think he got a bit too careless with it, easily resulting in distraction. Had he been able to like maintain it for longer, I think that'd given Orangepest a really strong upper hand versus Borobadger. Borobadger here can go for the command squad, so far no sign of it, though he is pretty good. In particular, remember to use the abilities, though some players neglect that. Thumbs up there to Borobadger. If you didn't notice it, he actually quickly popped in the merch and the engineer squad to fight a bit further, but in this case, they realised he was not going to win that engagement and was just retreated either way. But still, nice uses there. Back here we got the Leichter Mechanized Company going out there for Orangepest, troops reinforcing. Grenadiers setting out. We got one squad there with the LMG-42 and he pops back. The Grenadiers realizes there's only 2 guys and not 4. Grenadiers heading northwards. Other squad they're doing a bit of field first aid to heal them up so they don't have to retreat. Not bad. But there you go, Leichter Mechanized Company. He could go for 250 on the half track. But he's, I think, like to go for 2-2 here, maybe a pack. He's worried about Borobadger hitting with the T-70, which is in fact a really good worry as he's in fact building the tank command in. That usually means there's a very high chance of there being a T-70 on the way. Can't they go for the fuel point? So far, Orangepest has been sort of keeping things reasonably safe there, but he's not been able to disrupt his opponent's fuel. Fuel point then rendered neutral. He's going to have to go for the Pack 40, the Panzer up there, Kanone Fieldsick. Then there's the conscripts, the front switch for the MG42. Moving ahead here with the MG42 there. Troops reinforcing healing. Further up north, got points being scored, dug in. Then he's opening up. Grabbing the point there. T-70 on the way. Termines up here for Orangepest. MD42 setting out. Not entirely sure about the positioning though. I mean, sure if a tank decides to break through there, and that might be banking on, but I don't think that's the path the T-70 is going to take, so it's going to take it through a tree, and T-70s are not known for breaking through trees. Sandbags up here. Grenadiers up north here. Grenadiers going for an even deeper flank up here for Orangepest in the north. Might try and go for the fuel point. Grenadiers are MD4 being out right there. Pioneers for the support guns connected to a lot of damage to the conscript up close and are doing it, but perhaps just not fast enough. We got 4 Grenadiers out here for Orangepest by the way now. I feel like he should have gone for a Panzer Grenadier squad. I mean, versus an opponent with a lot of conscript, the Panzer Grenadier squad is usually a pretty good investment. And there you go, T-70 strikes. We got the Pack 40 out there, of course. But meanwhile, it's going to have to fall back until it's ready here. Pioneers fighting for the conscript around the cut-off point. Further up north, making good progress there for the German army. T-70 light tank, they're rushing ahead. Is he actually going to hit that Telemine? I mean, it'd be a bit spectacular after he just said, you know, it's not going to be like you're going off on the T-70, then proceed to hit it. But yeah, didn't hit it. At least not for now. Pioneers are reinforcing. We got take that on the way for Orangepest. Sehr good. We'll be able to see him might be going here, planning out the command tank of Befehls Panzerwagen. Going to securing points there, getting a bit of healing. Up north, they're going to see the fuel point. Turn the tables there on Borobadger. Very good. Borobadger, while he has gone for the pump company, isn't really doing much with it. Feeling course be good. Maximum pretty good, but also perhaps just a mortar there. I mean, Borobadger has plenty of option here versus Orangepest, but so far it's not quite exploiting. Also, just really surprised the lack of a compass command squad, because like it really just allowed him to get more out of the conscripts. Plus, with a bit of veterans, the compass command squad is pretty good on his own as well. So it's a bit surprising that having gone for NKVD Doctrine is not going for one of Chelsea, one of its marquee units or elements. Man's up there by the northern centre victory point. Thumbs up there to Borobadger. Thumbs up. T7 heading north. It's there for Borobadger and the Red Army. Gunneers pioneering southwards there. Field on the way there for Borobadger. That's only going to make it harder there for Orangepest to do much vehicular. Plus, of course, has the barrage abilities. That's going to be miserable there for Orangepest. They're going to send out piercing rounds. Plus, Panzers, they're doing some nasty work there on the T7 light tank. Nice use of the intending armor piercing rounds ability. A bit overlooked, I think, by many of our players. It's quite good. Not just versus light vehicles, but actually really good versus infantry. It's one of the things that can really just hurt an opponent if they're not paying attention for like a bit of time there. Also great for clearing out support weapons. And it's just also great because, of course, since they do more damage, they also can experience faster. So it's also just a great way to get the machine guns up to like Veteran 2 and Veteran 3 much faster than you otherwise would. So, I mean, really, if you're struggling with the Wehrmacht, one of my advantages would be, you know, A, using machine guns actually, but 2 rooms using semi-armor piercing rounds as much as you bloody can. Plus, it's 15 munitions. That's pretty cheap. Moving towards the centre victory point, they're going to be reinforcing. Seasons on the point here with the Grenadiere and the Pioniere. Nothing further on there for Borobadger. He may, of course, want to take up soonish here versus Orangepest, who can build a Suprema Corps. Probably should do that. Going to be securing the centre victory point there. Fun fact by the Grenadiers and the LMG-42, but the LMG-42 was very much integral to the infantry squad. It's actually built around it. And on top of that, each Grenadier would usually be carrying ammunition for the MG-42 as well. So, just a little fun fact there. Pack forming up to engage the T-70. These was the conscripts. Back here, troops setting up. We got some Pomacop there for Orangepest. Charging the gunners in the south. MD-42 being sailed by the engineers. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. Something exploded. Probably a certain mine there. Mine's moving ahead there. Please spot the mine there. Nope. Norfolk gunners holding off against the conscript back up the MD-42. Not popping into our piercing rounds. So there's probably not a need for it there. So Paul McCoy can go for a Panther Force soon. He, of course, may be planning here the command tank, which is actually a bit cheaper, a bit faster. There you go. There you go. Befehls Panzerwagen out. Tunnel mine spotted and destroyed there by Borobadger. Thumbs up. Still a sign that comes as a command squad. That's getting a bit funny. Second field gun out there. Of course, he has heard about the command tank. And obviously wants to ensure he doesn't get rolled over by that one. So there you go. Befehls Panzerwagen taking out there for Orangepest. Field gun getting alpha hit there on the Panther Force command tank. There we go, pops in the upper. You can see that it does a lot of damage. A particular, also good reason to use internal pins on just machine guns versus the support weapons like anti-tank guns is anti-tank guns in particular do not get suppressed, which means they suffer the full damage from a machine gun the entire time. Unlike infantry squads, which get suppressed. And the thing is, when a unit gets suppressed, it actually takes less damage from the machine gun for a brief period of time. Of course, once that period of time is over, you'll begin taking full damage, but for some time, it doesn't take a lot of damage. So again, machine guns can be a surprisingly effective way if you can sort of set up a good position to clear that machine gun, in particular with insanity armor piercing rounds. So, bit of a small tip there for you who were not aware of this. Though, of course, again, versus the Cis-3 field gun, you really want to be careful about that because, again, it can shoot you back with the artillery barrage, and it's really good at it. In fact, a bit too good at it. But anyways, Engineers out with constant big push from north here. Going to try and outmaneuver here. Orangepest north flank, which is looking sufficiently weak check to pull it off. And the south command tank there will probably have to pull back there. So we'll head northwards. I suppose in theory we could try and flank up behind Borobadger here since he's going pretty all in here. Of course, Orangepest may not be quite aware of how all in he's going then, if he can actually exploit it. Sadly, 19 now has little now. This has been a great time to go for it since again there's just a lot of units close to each other. Out in the open, command tank moving up there. Bit of mistake I think in rushing in straight to the midst of it. Plus in front of all of the conscript squads, in front of all the anti-tank guns. Yeah, go down to half health. I think he'd gone for deeper flank, everyone went better, but at least he caught in smoke bombs, disrupts here the assault. So, bit of a save there by Orangepest going for more grenadiers. Again, I'd like to see Panzer grenadiers personally here, but, you know, this is Orangepest's match and not mine. Troops are healing reinforcing. Borobadger getting ready for the next assault once he finds the men for it. Step right up and shoot the fascists. I don't want to. Well, you don't have a choice. I'll shoot you. Need to fix up the command tank there. MD42, they're very close to the ace level. 12 kills. Still not son of check there for Borobadger. You'd figure he'd begin pushing something out. That's for Orangepest. Some armoured back up his command tank. Great. Guns moving ahead towards the centre. Not a lot of upgrades to still get on them. We got more machine guns on the way. That's great there for Orangepest. Up north, got the info to the conscripts, doing a lot of damage. Quick suppress, but there you go to the barrage going off, and he making retreats. As you can see there, it reacts really fast, plus double ones. I mean, he had barely any time to react, and he almost lost the MD42. Like, this is 3 divisional field guns are ridiculously good at clearing out support weapons. In my opinion, anyways. I mean, they're more effective at doing it than, say, a mortar. And it's going to bring back here, comes taking heavy fire. Bit of shooting there. Hosing them down quite rapidly. T-7 joining in the front, of course. Command tank is almost got to go there for Orangepest. He rushes out there. Really needs some more armor up here soon versus opponent. Engineers routed. Piloting north with the command tank, getting the conscripts. Conscripting about the MD42 moving in. Range reinforcing, command tank setting out there as well.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
There we go, Panzer on the way there for Orangepest. Down the northern point.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Panzer routed here. Panzer IV there engaging the T-70 light tank, taking hit there from the field gun. Gunning up the conscripts, back here troops reinforcing. Panzer IV on the way. Further up north here, points being secured. There's the engineers up north. Got a KV on the way there for Borobadger. A bold approach here, so I'm going to help deal with the infantry and support weapons. With more tanks running here for Orangepest. Might struggle a bit. But then again, as long as he's not bringing up Stukes, he's not going to like the KV. It's going to immediately explode, I think. So, you know, not bad, not bad. Joe in particular likes to go for KV8, so I can understand Borobadger likes to go for them as well. I mean, a well-handled KV8 can be devastating to the opponent. The south gun is was the T-7 light tank. 10 kills, 22. MD4 up in the centre. Command tank could do some repairs again, noting the spotting scopes. So Fire's actually used 4 out of 5 abilities there. Panzer IV regular, going here for a bold aggressive push there into Borobadger's territory. Bit risky, didn't know there could be any mines, but there goes strikes to their bone in space. Gets active behind there, pretty nice deep flank there. Also, scouts out hitting the field point, there we go. KB8 flamethrower tank out there for Borobadger. Pack 40 holding up the centre, going to moving up. MD42 setting out as well there for the glory of Deutschland as Borobadger lines up for another successful socialist assault, I imagine. Hopefully successful for him. And his prospects of staying at a gulag. Grabbing the northern point here. Seizing the centre point with the Grenadiers. Constantly moving forward here. Grenadiers getting emergency free. More light machines away for the final Grenadier squad. There you go. Mine got set off on Borobadger's infantry. Posted by his own petard just a bit. Up north, the gun has been hit by the KV-8 flamethrower tank. With the T-70 joining in. Small chance of getting a wipe. Lots of fire there being unleashed upon the Grenadiers. But in this case, though, Orangepest Grenadiers do get sufficiently lucky. Well, 2 of them get sufficiently lucky. The others are toast. Literally. KV-8 charging ahead there. Stalin's dragon just turns everything into an inferno. Around it, hitting the car on as well there. Well, successful socialist assault there from Borobadger on Orangepest. I'm still, you know, would like to see it come as a command squad instead of going for more conscripts. A bit surprising, and there's just this reluctance to go for it. I mean, the come as a command squad is pretty good. Incendiary commands there. Not very useful as the KV-8, but useful as the infantry that could have been following its wake. Panther 4 loses the main gun here to the field gun. Almost takes out the Panther 4 there. He's going to try and raise the base there, perhaps? No. Decides to back off. Not entirely bad. Far south command tank there fixed up here for Borobadger Orangepest. Back here, troops reinforcing. Borobadger Orange being up some armor or tanks, so soon need to back up his KV-8 and T-7 light tank versus Orangepest. We got 288 versus 359 here. Back troops reinforcing. Pack 40 sending out. Panther fighting southwards. Big push there by Orangepest. Command tank going for deep raid here. Versus Borobadger, looking, I think, to disrupt Borobadger and keep him a bit off guard whilst buying time. Basically a very aggressive decoy, I suppose, if you're the disruptor. Also, a bit risky they're going for the command tank, since it's going to be quite a costly loss. What happens if it gets abandoned? That would be absolutely devastating for Orangepest, but I imagine great for Borobadger. Might also be the first command tank abandoned and stolen by the enemy if that happened. Anyways, command tank northwards there, racing through there again. He's just disrupting. He's just forcing the opponent to pay attention to his rear lines and up from the front lines as well there. Bold maneuver there by Orangepest, but sometimes boldness is exactly what you need, and seems to be doing the trick as now Borobadger is dispatching his forces here to a rather wild German goose chase. You thought geese were bad. Try imagine those geese speaking German and walking about in jackboats. Ooh. MD4 to grab the centre victory point there. Troops reinforcing healing. Another Panther 4 there for Orangepest. Surprised we've not seen a single Stoogie just to have a better chance as the KV-8. Of course, also got heat anti-tank Overwatch. So, I mean, there's a lot of options there for Borobadger, but really like to see the comments of command squad. Pretty solid unit, but again, surprisingly overlooked by a lot of players. T-34 looks over for Borobadger. Front fix in the south of Router as the Panther 4 sails to position, crushing walls and morale. North it going to use as the conscripts inside the church, forming up a small position there. And we got a rifle grenade through. Back here, reinforcement, healing. Panther 4 is done. That brings up to 2 regular Panther 4s and a command Panther 4 there for Orangepest. Back here, field guns lined up, waiting for something to happen. They probably want to react to the Panther 4s, which can work. At the same time, you don't pull it off. You're just going to have them in the wrong position. They're going to have a hard time getting there in time. T-7 flanking here, they're going to at least attempting to flank, but not quite landing it. Panther 4 striking out, T-command tank and regular Panther 4s. Going for a brutal assault here. Infantry support, a bit lacking. Constant command losses. Almost got the T-70 here, at least with a damaged engine. Panther 4 charging through there. He should probably want to smoke these field guns out before it's too late. Panther 4 command tank all down to half health. Moving a bit too slow there. Got a machine rushing a bit too far. That's a bit of a mistake. Need to retreat there. I guess it was an attack move, but something went wrong. Got the T-70, but the command tank's about to get knocked out. Panther 4 falling back. Heavy damage here. No smoke though. Incendiary piercing rounds. Almost point blank range. As you can see, shredding the machine gun in a matter of seconds. Like again, incendiary piercing rounds are great. Took out the engineers as well. But in this case, got too close, unfortunately. Then got cleared easily in return. Panther 4 command tank. Oh! Boshed! It got abandoned! Holy sick of that! And I cannot imagine Borobadger's laughing his ass off. But for Orangepest, that's a bit bad and a bit embarrassing. Still, I like his aggressive armoured tactics. I mean, that's kind of how I want to play them, but there's just a lack of support grenadiers or Panther grenadiers have been pretty great for that. The machine clear was parts have been better, but again, something went wrong there with the line of sight and how it's set up there. But you know, I like the idea, just needed more work on the execution there. Lost the Grenadier squad there, but looks of it. This stands a little bit active there. Then for Orangepest, heavy casualties there against Borobadger. Got the KV-8 though. Still, the command tank could prove to bite him in the ass. Hey, look at this! Yeah, the fascists are so far away! Pietro, you're using it the wrong way. Turn around. Oh shit, they're already here! Get away! T-44 escapes the field gun, got down, Panford down to half health, another machine gun on the way for Orangepest. And certainly, losing the opponent command tank and an MG42 might result in some tough questions back in Berlin. Going to use it reinforcing healing, if he gets that far. Fix up the command, or the Panzer IV there. Of course, not the command tank, because that one's being fixed up with the Soviets. And North is there for the Northern Victory Point. We got 220 versus 324. There we go. First Panzer IV, they're fixed up for Orangepest. A bit of a tight position is in now. It'll be interesting to see how this turns out and how Borobadger makes use of the command tank. Comes to the roundabout, the Grenadiers. Heavy fire there. Panzer IV charging forwards. 216 versus 321. Other Panzer IV almost good to go. Will he go for second command tank? Will he go for a third regular Panzer IV? What will Orangepest do here in the face of Borobadger now that he's been equipped with a German command tank? Feeling on bombarding the Grenadiers. Quick bit of damage there. Command tank there charging into the Grenadiers, all getting some kills. And they got 2 kills so far. Panzer shoots. 3 kills. Close getting wiped on the Grenadiers there. Panzer will integrating the command tank. 4 kills in the command tank. Almost got the Grenadiers fully there. Close one there for Orangepest. Definitely needs to not underestimate what used to be his command tank. Although right there, Borobadger might have pushed a bit too far. They almost lost it to the Germans. That would have been great for Orangepest if we could bear that piece of shame there. But in this case, his sin persists. Third regular Panzer IV there for Orangepest. Field guns advancing, reconnecting the fuel. Still no commas up. Fix up the T-34 on 6. Of course, we will also need to fix up the command tank. Field guns filling up here. Gonna sing salvage. The Panzer IV was done. The Soviets did make some use of German captured vehicles. I believe at some point they actually captured several Panthers and put them to use with the Germans. In the case of like a bunch of Panzer IIIs they captured after Stalingrad, they actually converted them into their own version of the Stug, which in some cases the Germans actually managed to capture back and then use against the Soviets. So yeah, that's a bit of a fun one. Panzer IV's moving up, controlling up there as well. There we go, third Panzer IV, so that's 3 Panzer IVs versus the command tank and the T-34 backed up with double cis guns. Borobadger might want to sneak in some more force in the south here against Orangepest. Big bombarding in the MG42 and the Grenadiers, so they're going double barrage again. This time around the barrage is less lucky for now, at least less successful. Also looks like he counts a bit earlier. There's smoke bombs down. Nice call on there, Orangepest. Panzer IV's charging in. He's going for another killer blow here. In this case, catching off an isolated T-34, so he's going for the kill there. I think that's a better choice rather than trying to dash in again without sufficient extra support. Some Grenadiers hold up, charging in the machine gun. There we go. Another Panzer going for deep flank. He's really just trying to deliver a sickle blow there, but right quickly finds himself pushing a bit too far there, and the assault isn't quite going off again, so this time pulls back before losing too many units and handing over possibly another tank to the Soviets. So close save there for Orangepest, but he managed to pull away there reasonably well. Without suffering any heavy losses that at the same time didn't inflict anything serious on the opponents either. Still, I like him being aggressive, which is what you need to be with the Germans, in particular in the late game. You got Tier 4 on the way there, not a big fan of that one. I feel like you just, you know, go for some Stugs, maybe some mortars. In fact, I think a mortar 2 could do him great. Here versus Borobadger, and of course, Borobadger really would also benefit from a mortar. They could also go for the CoH2 rocket launcher at this point. Both, I think, could work out quite well for Borobadger, to be honest. Now there would be a wrong choice. He's also closing in here on the anti-tank. Oh, watch, there goes smoke bombs again. Nice consistent usage of that one by Orangepest. Hey Jurgens, this smoke that's going down, is it safe? Who cares? We're not the ones inhaling it. Pack follows the command tank, letting a nice hit there. Get the aggressive push down, I think, by Borobadger. Panzerfaust off. Probably not going to be able to take it out, or maybe he will. Panzerfaust bring up on the flank here. There you go. Command tank down to his level health there. Borobadger overestimated his command tank here. Versus Orangepest losing it pretty rapidly in the end there. Also been great to lay down some smoke screen, suppress some of Orangepest's defense there. Almost got the pack forward there. Basler rhyming to cheer on someone, I guess. There you go, pack 40 back in action there for Orangepest and German Army, 24th Panzer Division strikes. We got an H5 Chancellor there for Borobadger. And the Red Army, the 7th Mechanized Corps was routed. Tree just went airborne. Need to fix up the Panzer IVs. H5 halfway done. I suppose no Orangepest could also consider howitzer here. I mean, that could put some pressure on the Borobadger's field guns, collect some support weapons. I mean, that could actually be a worthwhile investment for Orangepest versus Borobadger. It would actually lack, I think, a reasonable counter to it without rushing out insane to deal with it. So howitzer could actually be a nice pick here. Could be. There wouldn't have to be. Units are sending big suppressor at M42. Closing T2. There we go, 85 tanks right there for Borobadger. Grab the northern point here with the frontal X, ace level, mobilized reserves and everything. Panzer IVs, they're good to go for Orangepest and the German Army. We got 206 versus 275. Borobadger still has the victory point lead, but Orangepest is slowly closing in on it and closing the gap. H5 there, transferring in some shots. There you go, getting hit in the Panzer IV. Anti-tank grenade goes off there. Damaging the Panzer IV there, pushing it down to almost half health, but not quite. Not quite either.
Our enemy has only 200 points.
Panzer IV in the front of it, shoots, misses. Back here, troops setting out there for Orangepest. We got contributing ahead here. Feeling back up at the tank destroyer. Like, theoretically a good flank through here. Could catch the tanks from the field guns off guard. Particularly supported with some Panzer Gunner dealer. Though again, Orangepest seems very determined not to go for them. Just like Borobadger seems very determined not to go for the Commander Command Squad. Hey, fighting going on. There you go. We got a Panzer IV flank. Though just a single Panzer. The others are a bit slow on the draw there. Pretty much good there for Orangepest then. Could go poorly. Panzer IV getting behind the H5. Other Panzer IVs moving in. He's got the field guns, big push here by him. At the same time, he also needs to be mindful about the anti-tank watch. Then again, he may not be quite aware Sponge's gone for the doctrine, since he's not really gone for anything except the KV-8. Almost got the H5, also about to. Yeah, he's lost eventually 2 Panzer IV. The other one got abandoned. He's got another Panzer IV abandoned to the opponent. Oh no. Act 9. At this point, High Command might think he's doing it on purpose. I don't think that's going to end well for Orangepest. I don't think it's going to... There you go. Borobadger destroys the Pan, deciding not to bother with that one. Rushing in the Pan, T-54 rams it. Oh, shizer. That's really bad there for Orangepest. He just went all in with 3 Panzer IVs, and again, lack of sufficient support. Rather doom that assault, I think. I mean, he could get lucky, I suppose, salvage that 3rd Panzer IV here, but... Got a command tank out, and there you go. 3rd Panzer IV down. A significant blow here to the 24th Panzer. Got the T-34 at least, but... I mean, 3 Panzer IVs for T-34 and maybe a field gun I don't think is a particularly amazing trade-off there for Orangepest. Quite a bad one, really. He's rushing in with the command tank. Orangepest just continues to deliver that blitzkrieg spirit here. Gets upon there. Got anti-tank overwatch. Holy shizer. Main gun out. Oh dear. Oh, he gets it though. He gets each 5 with the Pack 40. But yeah, he's going to lose that command tank maybe. Unless he keeps moving it. And he's... Pan just decides it's lost anyways. He just doesn't move it. But I guess he got the H85, but the thing is, Borobadger can quickly replace with another T-34 soon as 6. Still, did manage to push back the front there and leave Borobadger a bit discombobulated, but the question is, can Orangepest maintain these level of casualties? I mean, he's playing against the Germans, not the Soviets. They're going to have a hard time replacing those losses because Panzer IVs are not T-34s. They're not quite that expendable. Got the field gun though, bombarding the opponent with at least attempting to, but for the reasons, the field gun, when used by Germans, is absolutely rubbish. Troops are reinforcing. What will Orangepest go for now? Stuck, another Panzer IV, another command tank. We shall have to see. We shall have to see. Country north for the victory point there. Pioneers nearby. We got ace level 11 kills on them. That's actually kind of impressive. Other pioneers being southwards. Down to just 2 grenadier squads. Orangepest really needs to do something about those losses. Fighting for the south point here. Country routed by the grenadiers. Pioneers moving as well. 171 to 241. T-34 number 2 on the way from Borobadger and the Red Army. From his flank from the north, catching them before 2 they off guard. Basler sailing my left hand. There you go, roughing out the machine gun, almost got it. Gonna just ride it, Panzer IV regular on the way there for Orangepest, the Orange Revolutionary. Landing an ice hit in the T-34 from the 6. Panzer IV slowing the way there for Orangepest. Rough grenade off here, back in Borobadger space hitting with force going on. Panzer IV almost done there for Orangepest. We got 169 to 234. Could consider laying down some mines here and there. You can just flare mines to slow down Orangepest a bit. There you go, another Panzer IV out there. There's only been quite a few tanks being knocked out in this battle so far. Quite a few battles, or tanks knocked out there, and quite a few armored battles overall. I'm also impressed by just Orangepest willing to actually make some armored assaults rather than just sit back and hope to for his opponent to make a mistake. But he does, I think, need to work a bit on his armored assaults. Like, he's definitely got some of it right, but he needs to coordinate the armor and infantry better in the assaults, and Panzer grenadiers really would do a lot of work there to sort of assist for those attacks. Another MG42 there for Orangepest, very good. Vassal violently assailing my hand again. Ow. Another MG42 there. Almost down with an MG out. 42. Panzer fighting southwards on his own. Need to be careful. To not play too aggressively and shoot recklessly. Contra down to 5 from the Panzer IV. Shots flying above their heads. Feeling the body in the MG42 in the center. First shot hits and does absolutely nothing. Second shot wrecks the cover there behind. Getting cleared up the MG42. There goes third shot goes way beyond. Needs to bring up the MG42 cover here. Gets a big push there by Borobadger. In the sub, we got Panzer IV to the T-34. 6 about to lose another Panzer IV to Borobadger. Oh, scheiße. Panzer IV's about to go down here. We got to send assault here. T-34 rushing through there. Machine gun fire there. There's advancing into the field and almost got the T-34, but it's bypassing both it and the Par 40. Up north, MG14 with the troops are pushing them back. T-34 shoots with the damaged engine. Field and sending up here. Almost got the T-34 from 6. Losing the southern field point here to Borobadger and the Red Army. We got 140 to 234. Almost got the T-34 from 6. Pack recruit here and holy smokes. He got the T-34 before he got the 3 divisional field gun. Pioneers rushing southwards. You really should just go for some Stooks, to be honest, and you need to be careful about overextending his tanks. I really feel like that's just one issue there for Orangepest. He's pushing them a bit too far there. Then there's the conscripts. Rifle grenade off. Machine there. Oh, wiped out into the armor piercing rounds there from Borobadger's MG42. Nice use of the ability there. Again, it is really good. Pinned down. Grenades moving ahead. Could Rifle grenade hit cleared out. Machine there flanked out. Field gun bombarding. And there you go. Almost got the MG42 there. White. Bit of good luck there, I suppose, for him, but he's about to lose another MG42 to his opponent. Less good. Heavy fighting on the victory machine gun and the victory upon the 121 was the 234. Comes to their low on health. Being slowly shredded here, but they do manage to retreat. Team 54 good to go. Another KB out there for Borobadger. 116 versus 234. Northern Mick pump sees the counter as well. Southern fuel pumping grab back with the Grenadier of the 24th Panzer Division. Pack and field and moving ahead here for Orangepest. Going straight over the T-34s from the 6. KVA on the way. Great hits on the T-34. Grenadiers MG40 northwards. Got to be suppressed by the MG42. Ace level. 22 kills. Goes in the south. KVA almost done there for Borobadger. There you go. Another command tank out. No, I'm entirely sure this is what's needed for Orangepest, but who knows? It might just be what needs to last through this. We got 103 versus 234. But he really should bring up some Stoogs. I've taken, I think, quite a bit away there. Concentrating out with the MG42. We got the KVA tank number 2 out there for Borobadger. Not very often you see that many KV8s out. Still surprised it's as light near the commas are though. Got the centre, got the northern victory point here. Bit of hitting there for the condition of the retreat. Sandbags in the centre, KV8 charging forward, commanding everything from the south. Need to get the anti-tanks to clear out the armour fast, or he's going to be toast. Sadly, none of the anti-tanks are pointing at the KV8, which is just quickly going to race through his lines, almost right with the Pioneer squad. Anti-tanks being repositioned. T-54 rushing from the north here for Borobadger. Orangepest is in a really bad spot that the command tank is going to do absolutely zip there against Borobadger. And of course, if Borobadger figure Orangepest is going to enough command tank, of course the cave is going to be great because again, the command tank is just going to be largely useless. So with this, Orangepest has no anti-tank guns left. They've just both been cleared out there by the KV8 armored assault there from Borobadger. And the command tank is pretty much used against his armour. We got 103 versus 207, but it's starting to look like this is GG. Game over here. There's a small chance that somehow Orangepest turns this around, but the odds are not in his favour overall. Not in his favour. Season the southern field upon there with the conscripts. Kind of T-Fed rushing off into the command tank here. Reinforcing healing, T-Fed up between the command tank there, shots fired, missed, shot bounced. Machine moving forward there for Orangepest. Straight to the KV8 flamethrower tank. Grenadier setting out, KV8 just burning for everything. We got 100 points activated, 203. Up north command tank was the T-34 from 6, constant charging at it. Damaging the command tank. They're finding the south here, comes routed. Need to fix up the command tank, but at the same time he needs more armor out. Pioneer's routed. Fixing up there. Another T-Fed for Borobadger. Orangepest is still fighting, but the question is how much longer can he do this because things are just getting further and further stacked against him. There we go, going for the Stuke 3G. finally, but the question is, will it be sufficient now here for Orangepest? Will it be sufficient? That's going to be the big question. Will it be enough here? We got 67 left versus 203. His opponent's getting an ever larger force. He's got plenty of infantry, he's got machine guns, he's got field guns, he's got the KV, he's got the T-34 with another on the way. Meanwhile, Orangepest is running out of infantry, support weapons, and armor is definitely also a struggle here. 26 kills on MG42 to really impressive. And again, Church what can do with a good handle MG42. I mean, thumbs up there to Orangepest. At least he did that right, but there's certainly other issues though. He's done less right. If one has to be perfectly honest. Stuttgart there for Orangepest. The Sturmgeschütz 3 aus vom G. Stuttgart out adding spotting scopes. 28, 25. 22. 19. So he's rushing in the Stuart that feels like he might just give up then. Got rammed. 13. 10. About to lose the Stuart to the field gun. And he gets lucky. The guy into Tango what's called in. That's probably going to seriously deal all in there. Got to running down the Stuart. Got the T-34. But dude, the Stuart is dodging the shot so far despite having damage in. But there you go. GG, game over. Loss here for Orangepest. A nice fight though in the end that Orangepest, I feel like, you know, while again he had the heart in the right place for those attacks, and I think somewhat got it right there mentally as well. The problem was just the way they were executed. They just lacked sufficient momentum. He just resting the tanks with no support to help clear out the field guns. There's no mortars or anything like that, or smoke, so at times he just threw away tanks for that. But you know, the idea was the right place again. Had these attacks been properly supported, they would have been devastating to Borobadger, with just tanks rushing in and the infantry machine guns not quite hanging together with their assault. It didn't quite pan out there for Orangepest. And again, Pentagon is they would really be good because they're quite good in supporting your tanks while they're clearing out stuff. They tanks draw attention to the Pentagon's moving, bang grenade and shoot with their assault rifles. That's usually a really good combination, which again is also really why you want Pentagon in this as the match goes on. So I think that's kind of there what hurt Orangepest. Still well played by him and Borobadger, so there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for another stunning episode.